second episode of the video podcast series Not to Self. Welcome back, and for everyone who showed me support in my first video, thank you very much. A very big heartfelt thank you to all of you, and for everyone who is joining new, welcome. My name is Sachin Surya, and let's talk how many things that you should rely in your life. I'm sure that some point in your life you should have come across an experience like this. A friend of yours, a colleague of yours, parents, a relation of yours telling you to focus, telling you to plan, and telling you to stick to your plan. And definitely, you also have heard of this famous saying in the society, loving ekekeka devata way sampa. How right do you think that is? And does that apply to you? Think for a moment. When we were little kids, when we were asked what our ambition was, what we were planning to become when we grow up, I'm pretty sure most of you have said doctors, engineers, lawyers, so on and so forth. Has that become true? For some people, yes, but for the most, it's a different story. So what is the ambition, the plan, and how many things that you should rely in your life? Whether you become a doctor, whether you become an engineer, whether you become a lawyer, or whether you involved in another profession or another field, that should be your passion. That should be the thing that you love to do. That should be the passion of yourself, and that should be something that you can do for the rest of your life. So should you rely on just one thing from the time that you are very small kids up to the time that you are successful in life, up to the time that you are getting something in life and having a family and living your life? What if you have to live in a field, work in a field, and you have to incur your time on something that you actually don't like? Let's come to the point. If you have several number of talents, this is personally my thought. If you have different talents, what's it take for you to try out those talents? Put those talents into use and have different plans for each and every talent that you have and try on them. Some might succeed, some might fail, but everything that succeeds or everything that fails will give you an experience in life, an experience that you can understand, that you can get onto your life and make yourself better. And a bad experience that you take in your life, an experience where something that does not work, is actually a lesson that you learn for something in a way that it not works. The famous example, Thomas Alva Edison, who actually invented the light bulb, was failed 999 times. On the 1000th try, he was able to invent the light bulb. So there's 999 times, 999 lessons that he was taught himself to not make a light bulb. Same thing applies to us. If you are good at something, if you are passionate about something, don't really think about what others say. Don't really think about what others force you. Don't really think about what others make you do. Because if you are going to live in your life for the rest of your life, in the future, as a family member, as a family man, as a career man, as an educated man, as a person in the society as a whole, you should be able to do something, you should be able to be engaged in something that actually makes you feel good, that actually is a passion of yours, that actually is something that you love to do, something that you love to be involved in. Different people have different talents. Some people have one talent, some people have many talents, some people have discovered their talents, some people are yet to discover their talents. And some people have passion of something. You can be an entrepreneur, you can be a professional, you can be an educator, you can be a sportsman, you can be a artist, you can be a drum player, you can be a actor, you can be a accountant. There are hundreds and millions of professions and hundreds and millions of fields that you can be involved in. The options are limitless. So why would you be forced, and why would you stick to one thing, and why would you focus on one thing and keep continuing on that while you fail and fail and fail and fail without even trying something else, without even having something else by your side, and trying to live the small number of years that you live in this world in misery? Again, my personal opinion. You might have different ideas. Feel free to comment. Feel free to comment and share, and feel free to add your ideas below. So, coming back to the topic, if I have self-respect, if I have self-esteem, if I have confidence, if I have a good idea about my talents, my abilities, and my passion, then what I am going to do, what I am going to pursue, what I am going to do in the future, what I am going to be in the future, what field I am going to involve in the future, should totally be my decision. If you are forced to become a doctor, but if you are good in maths, what would happen? Obviously, it does not match. So if you are good in drama, if you are good in art, if you are good in acting, what if you are forced to go and engage in a profession like accounting? It's not going to work. You might work there, you might shed your sweat there, you might work 9 to 5, you might get good promotions, good salaries, everything, but the passion is not there. So without the passion, it's not going to work. So if you are able to make your field that you work in your hobby, you will not work a day in your life. You will enjoy every moment that you work. And it will be definitely very easy to work. It will be definitely very easy to handle your tasks when it comes to the field that you are in a passion, you have a passion about. If you are working in a field that you have a passion about, then it will be definitely very easy. Most of the people say to make a plan and stick to a plan. And they say that if plan A don't work, go to plan B. My personal opinion, have a set of plan A's. Don't have a plan B. Because if you have a plan B is basically what you're going to do if you fail in plan A. Don't ever think that you are going to fail in plan A. If you ever think that you are going to fail in plan A, and if you have a backup plan for plan A as plan B, and if you think that, okay, if this is going to fail, then I'm going to do plan B, then there's a higher rate of possibility that plan A is going to fail. Why do you want plan A to fail? You don't want plan A to fail. But if you have a set of plan A's, if you have a range of plan A's that diversifies into each and every talent of yours, passion of yours. For example, if you want to become a professional, you have that plan and be a good education and give education and a professional. If you also have a passion to become an entrepreneur, if you think that you have good ideas that you can make a business out of, you can have that as another plan A. You can have that parallel to the plan A of being a professional. You can have that. Then if you have a passion to become an artist at some point, you can still have that as a parallel plan A. It does not have to be plan A, plan B, plan C. You be a professional, and if that fails, you be an entrepreneur. If that fails, you be an artist. No. If you have a passion, if you have confidence in your talents, then rely on each and every one of these. make every one of that successful. Make all the plan A's and make all the plan A's work and try to make all the plan A's come to life. So now that you have a set of plan A's, would each and every plan A's of yours going to work? Would it work? Well, sometimes it might, sometimes it might not. But what's important is having a time management schedule and being focused on each and every plan by managing your time very well. If you can manage your hours of the day, hours of the week, days of the week, the month, the year very well, and focus a considerable amount of time for each and every plan and plan it well, thinking that it's the only plan that you have will definitely make it work. Focus on something, anchor your time onto that thing, and forget about all the other things for that moment. That will work. Then when it's time for you to focus on the second thing, focus on the second thing, forget the first thing and the rest of the things, focus on the second thing, thinking that it's the only thing, it will definitely work. Same thing applies to all other plans. It does not mean in life that you only have to have one profession, one passion, one talent, one income, one source of income. No, it's not. If you can have hundreds and millions of talents, if you have hundreds and millions of ways to explore your talents, put your talent out and make use of your talent, why don't you use that? It's very important to focus on time and the time management, improve your time management skills, and work on each and every plan of yours. It will definitely going to work. I believe that I was able to maybe convince at least a few of you to not just rely on one thing and be focused on whatever the field that you are in right now. If you don't have a passion to be in that particular field, or if you don't have a passion to be involved in that field, work in that field, or if you don't have a passion to live your life being what you are right now, explore other talents that you have. You should definitely have a hidden talent, maybe a talent that you don't know yet, but something that you think that you have, some passion that you have. Just go ahead and try it out. Just go ahead and put your feet into that and see. It might work. And if that works, let it work and try something else too. So two things will work. And it might be a source of income, it might not be a source of income, it might be just for the sake of doing it as a hobby. But still, you'll be doing something that you love. You'll be doing something that you actually wanted to do. You will not be doing something for the sake of doing it for others, for the sake of others pushing you to do it. No, it's not like that. Society nowadays does not measure you from the profession that you are working on. Society does not measure you from society is actually very open-minded right now. It does not think less of you if you are doing a certain profession that is not considered a higher grade profession. It does not mean that you should be a doctor every time. It does not mean that you should be an engineer. It does not mean that you should be a lawyer. But it was the story some time back. It was the story some time back where everyone was forced to be a doctor, forced to be an engineer, forced to become a lawyer. If those three professions was not a choice of any person, there was a time that they were looked down at. I don't say looked down at, but it was like, you should have done better, you should have become a doctor. If you become a doctor, then we would have felt very proud of you. If you become an engineer, we will be very happy, and so blah blah blah. But that's not the real case. What if that person does not like to become a doctor, like to become an engineer, like to become a lawyer? What if that person wants to become an entrepreneur? What if that person wants to become an innovator? What if that person wants to explore new fields, become an hotelier, become an accountant, become an actor? We don't know. But we personally know that we ourselves have a passion in some field, some or several fields actually. So why not try all of them? Why not try each and every talent of yours separately and see where it goes? It might succeed, it might not. As I told you earlier, it will be an experience for your life, it will be a lesson for your life, and it will be a good thing that you do for the small period of time that you're going to live in this world. And by the later part of your years, you will definitely feel very happy that you at least tried. Even if that fails or even if that succeeds, you will definitely feel happy that at least you tried. If you don't try, by the time that you can't do something, but by the time that you gradually get old, and we don't know what happens, but by that time, what if you have not tried your passion? What if you have not been living the life that you actually wanted to live? You will definitely feel the sorrow, you will definitely feel the misery by that time. So why we wait until that happens, rather than when you can do something, when you can move around, when you can put your ideas into work, when you can work hard? Why not just work hard and work towards what you will like, what you love, and get something out of it? So, is relying on one thing the best thing that you can do? No. Rely on many things. Again, this is my personal opinion. I'm very open to your ideas, I'm very open to your criticism, I'm very open to your comments, and I believe that I was able to give you a new set of thoughts so that you can maybe change the way you think, or maybe improve the way you think, or maybe add something to the way you think, and maybe do something about it. And maybe at least a few people will try and do what they actually love, rather than being stuck in a profession that they actually don't like and make money. So yeah, that's about it for the second video, and I personally believe it was something that interests you, and I believe that it was very informative, of course. So see you in another video in a very short time, and thank you for all the support that you have given me in my previous videos again, and see you very soon. Stay safe. Bye bye.